Welcome to great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love.
So Jeffrey and I have been talking a lot lately about the YouTube videos that are out there, and some of them are absolutely phenomenal. We are huge YouTube video fans and have stopped watching television altogether because we can just watch YouTube all the time. However, there are also some YouTube channels out there that we have found don't fit for us. And we thought, well, if that's how we're feeling, I bet there are people out there who feel the same way about our channel, and or are looking for validation on, why they would want to watch our channel, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're really trying to help all you guys out there, anybody that wants the advice. We feel like we've got a pretty good thing going on here.
Yes.
We're living our best life, and we want to share the recipe to success. Again, for those of you that want to follow that recipe. I mean, it may not be what you want. We were kind of going through, back when I was a young sales guy, I got calls from stockbrokers that wanted to pitch financial advice, and I'd ask them, hey, can I see your portfolio? Because obviously I wanted to make sure that they were doing a better job investing than I was. I'm not a investing genius, but playing in the stock market. If someone's going to give me financial advice, they've got to be doing a better job than I am. We talk about that today in the portfolio, right?
Right.
That's a challenge. Or if someone's going to give career advice, what did they do in their career? Did they work their way up to a big job? Have they even ever had a real job? Or if someone's going to give you fitness advice, are they in great shape, or are they panting just going up a flight of stairs? I mean, those are the kind of things you think about. If someone's going to give you advice,
Exactly.
they better look like they've had some success in that area, right?
Exactly. And, relationship advice. If you're going to look for relationship advice, has that person had a successful relationship? And if so, how long is that relationship? Those are really important questions to ask for us when we're looking for mentors out there, right?
Right.
And the other thing for Jeffrey and I that's always been really important is, to find mentors that aren't just accelerated in one area. And, we are always looking for mentors that are accelerated in multiple areas, because I think there is a secret to having it all, right? And that's what we would like to offer to you. If what we have, which we think we have it all, if that's what you're looking for. And if it's not, that's fine too. So for example, Jeffrey got a phone call from a guy that he's been trying to help for quite a while, and they connect every now and again. And the guy called him, and he was all amped up. He's pretty excited about his new job, and he's hanging around with all these billionaires. And he said, oh yeah, I mean, I've never hung around with billionaires before. This is just so cool. And previously he'd been calling Jeffrey about personal issues and work issues. And so now he's so focused on these billionaires, and he goes on to say, one of the guys is divorced, and it was the most expensive divorce, in the country. And he said, but it's okay, because he's now won the heart of his best friend's girlfriend. Hello? If that's the kind of advice that you're looking for, you definitely are not going to find that here. But
maybe what he's looking for, that's the other thing. We don't want to judge.
Absolutely not.
And I stopped him and said, that whenever I hear about financial success, I start to ask about other things to make sure all the other pieces are in place. I don't think you'd give up your wife, for that cash. And he paused. I think he was joking, but I mean,
he did pause.
Yeah, but some people, I mean, that may be more important to them. I mean, that's the thing. I guess this is the whole point here. What is important to you? That's what you have to decide, and that's what you have to go after. and what Karen and I are out there presenting to the world with our great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love, the platform that we're building, the book that we're launching, just to share some of the secrets of success that we have in our life. It may or may not be what you want.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. Well, I got a text 3 days ago from a really good friend of ours, and he said that he didn't want to subscribe to our channel anymore because he lives a very different life. And he said, I'm all alone and I'm very lonely, and I don't want to watch your happy-go-lucky, life. And it made me so sad. And he went on to say that, all women want is money, and he doesn't have that. And it really hurt my soul because we've had a lot of deep conversations over the years with him, and I keep telling him that's not what women are looking for. That's not what he's looking for. So he's not going to attract a woman that's looking for that. But sometimes we get stuck, in our own thoughts that we're unable to see where the help can come from. So the key thing is you've got to want to get the information, and you've got to want to learn how to get the things that you really desire and that you are passionate about, and in a way that you're not feeling or looking desperate. And Jeffrey and I have, a lot of those things to offer to people out there, if, as Jeffrey keeps saying, if that's what you're looking for. So if you're looking for relationship advice, whether you're in a relationship or a marriage, we do feel pretty expert at that. We have, it'll be 29 amazing years next month, and we have something really special, and we have people tell us all the time, I want what you have. And it's not unattainable. We have it. So that anybody can have it. It's a matter of believing that it's available, knowing that you deserve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that we have the tips to help you achieve it. And, it's really available, and we are proof that you really can have it all. I wake up some mornings, and again, this is not about bragging. I'm just telling you because I want everybody to have this. I wake up some mornings and I have to pinch myself. First of all, I'm waking up next to this guy every morning, and that's the first face I see. And to me, it's the most beautiful face on the planet because I see your soul. I
feel the same way, but
and I know how special what we have is, and I also know that I am extremely grateful for what we have. We work very hard at our marriage. It is a priority for us. It does take a lot of work, and I'm extremely grateful for the strength that we have in our marriage. And I don't want anybody thinking, oh well, it's easy for you too. Everything's perfect. And we've had a lot of trials and tribulations throughout,
of course, yeah,
our time, normal stuff, but also we've had a lot of heartache. And sometimes when really difficult situations occur in a marriage, very often you hear that pulls people apart. And for us, it always brought us closer together because that was our priority.
Right. And the channel isn't just not about relationships.
No.
So much more, right?
That's exactly it. It's about every aspect of life. It's about the spiritual, aspects of life, and the physical aspects of life. Like you said, we're really into our health, and we both had our physicals at the end of last year because our provider was leaving the mountains. So we wanted to get one last visit in with him before they closed up the entire building, which was a brand new, beautiful building. And we knew that we had been taking really good care of ourselves. We both eat plant-based and organic, and very, very healthy eating. And the results came back across the board where we were just really, really happy with our health level.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's all working. So it's relationships, it's healthful living, it's success in business. I mean, that's important to some people out there. Again, if it's important to you, we have some of that to share.
Right. I mean, Jeffrey, you're a great example of that. You grew up in a blue collar family, and you were the first person in your entire family to go to college, and went on to be CEO of multiple companies.
Yeah,
right?
well, I mean, I think that's we find a lot of people out there trying to find their way and how to make money, and it's not always about making money, but obviously you have to have a certain amount of income to fund certain things. But yeah, started as a sales guy, worked my way up to CEO, and happy to share some of those tactics as well. And today we're lucky enough to run our own businesses, so that we can kind of live our best life. I mean, we're able to. Beautiful day today. The sun came out. We went out and skied in the middle of the day. I'm forgetting what day it is.
I still have my long johns on.
Yeah, it's Sunday, so I guess it's a day off. But for us,
well, that's a great point. We work every day because we love what we do so much. So every day's a weekend and every day's a weekday for us.
And I'd say that all the time. Every day is Saturday, and it's really starting to blend. We kind of forget which day it is, but we just do what we love. And the old saying, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So it's all around the relationships, the healthful living, building successful business practices, mindfulness, minimalism, everything we've got going on there. We really want to share that with people out there and help shed light on how you build your best life. I mean, that's right. The stage we're at, right?
Exactly. And another area where we do have a lot of experience is on the minimalism piece. We had a large house in a suburb in Denver that we did a huge renovation to. In fact, it was so big, we moved out of the house for over 2 years. We spent a year living in a hotel, and then we moved up to our condo up here, which is about 1,000 square feet, just so that we could have our own surroundings. The hotel was really fun, kind of the sweet life of Zach and Cody type lifestyle. But after about a year, we were ready to be in our own area, and we were able to do that up here in the mountains, and we fell in love and realized that we no longer wanted that big house anymore. We didn't want to be tied to it. We realized that the maintenance and the worry, I mean, if we left for a trip, we would worry about, everything and all of that. So we actually never moved into the house. It was completed, and the movers brought everything back because everything had been moved out. It was a complete gut and renovation. And when they brought everything back, Jeffrey and I went into that garage, and we spent several days, if not weeks, going through boxes and gave away 98% of our belongings.
Well, it's a painful process because you realize just how much crap you have and how much crap you accumulate. I say crap because it's stuff you really don't need.
We had lived without it for 2 years.
Right.
And as we went through the boxes, it's almost comical that things that you spend money on, and there were boxes and boxes upon boxes of things that we had spent money on. And I know we're not alone. It's something that, a lot of us have been guilty of, but it was such a great weight off of our shoulders to let that stuff go. We just didn't need it anymore. And we've been living up here for 3 years, I think, in this much smaller space. And I don't miss the big house or the fancy neighborhood or the fancy cars. Anybody can have that. You can have that. We can have that. It's just not the priority.
Well, that's just that's just the point of this whole thing. Everybody's got a different idea about what the best neighborhood is to live in. I mean, back when we moved in there, we had a different idea about what we wanted to do.
Sure.
Today, this is the best neighborhood, right? As I see the snow falling down out there under the street lights.
So pretty.
And, the lift across the street and all of our friends up here. It's a whole different way of life. But everybody's different. I guess that's the point that we wanted to put forth in this video. Is our message out there, our life, our best life, may not be the best life for you, but we're trying to share the pieces that if you feel like it works and it's something you want to have, we're happy to help wherever we can. I mean, that's the point, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if what we are presenting and what you see here is of interest to you, and we'd love to hear what you're looking for as well. We're here to help you.
I guess the one question I always like to, I'm just looking at my notes, the one question I always like to ask myself, I ask Karen this all the time, but anybody out there, if you won the lottery tomorrow, you won $10 million in the lottery, what would you do differently, right? I mean, it's a great exercise to go through, and you start to think about, if I won $10 million in the lottery, what would I do?
I would love to hear below in the comments from everybody what you would do, and it's specifically what you would do differently than the current lifestyle that you have. And Jeffrey and I had a huge discussion on this today, and there was really nothing that we would do any differently, right? We're not interested in having that big house. We don't want to be tied to that. We love to travel. We travel all the time. In fact, you can't see the what's going on over there, but there are suitcases and piles of clothes because we are leaving for
Las Vegas,
and then Arizona, and then Maui, followed by Honolulu, back to Arizona, and I think Crested Butte is we're gonna sneak that in there somewhere, and then back here sometime in February.
Yeah,
and that's a passion of ours. So we are doing everything exactly as we would do it if we won the lottery. We would probably just put it in the bank and donate some, and
that's exactly what we do, right? And but it's a great question to ask yourself. If you say, I'd quit my job immediately, I'd go whatever it is, those are the things you should be working on right now. I guess that's the point.
Absolutely. Question, and if the answer is I'd quit my job, we would not stop doing what we're doing because we love it,
right?
Regardless. So if the answer for you is I'd quit my job, then let's really focus on what your passion is so that you can start, moving towards that slide of getting your dream job and living your dream life. There's absolutely no reason to wait to live your dream life because we don't know about tomorrow. So start today, and the most important thing is to set that path of exactly how to get there, but first you have to know exactly what you want.
Right.
So if you know what you want, and I'd love to hear that down below too. I mean, some people might say, I want a loving relationship. Well, I mean, there's a lot of paths to get that, and we can help you with all of that, right?
Like it.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the Nest at Copper Mountain.
Yep. Go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys on board. Thank you so much.